question. How do you get someone who has been hiding in the shadows, has been stepping out of their head and into our universe, who fantasizes about children? These men that as soon as they smell a cop, they'll lawyer up. They won't talk to a cop, won't agree to allowing a search, won't do anything like that. How do you get a perv like this to admit to you on camera that not only are they guilty of being a perv, but admit guilt in contacting and grooming a child, to admit that they have downloaded CP and shared it? How do you get them not to just admit to all of that, but admit to all of that, everything, in front of a cop? These perverts, the same perverts that would never say a word to a cop and lawyer up immediately, how do you get a perv to do all that for you? Well, all you need is this guy. And who is this guy? Well, he'd be a giant amongst those predator hunters, aka Alex, or as we call him here at the channel, the big jolly white fella. This guy sets a standard of hunting these things, the hebephiliacs. And how does he do that? Well, smartness, of course, because these pervs live in the DC universe, and when they step out over into ours, then we have to be ready with weapons of illumination so as to burn across the heavens and put these things in prison to protect our kids. And as it is all of them, as who is not to say that these things, if not busted, would jump on a plane and come to my country for a holiday or even to live and attack my Tamariki. So, I am very fucking happy that there are weapons like this, like Mandu and Sir Richard, that put these things to the sword. Now, about that smartness, and that's why we're all here to see. You see, cops, even ones that specialise in interrogation tactics, wouldn't be able to get what this big jolly white fella can do when it comes to incriminating evidence, because with this type of pervert, as soon as he smells a cop, they would lawyer up, keep their mouth shut, and more than likely, most probably, these hebos, sickos and whatnot would walk out of court and reside back in the DC universe, getting away with it all. Unless, of course, they meet Alex. Then, well, then they're fucked, because you're about to see a master of his craft at work. And as someone that used to tutor communications at university, this guy sets a standard of using psychology within his engagement of the perv that you don't get to see that often. So now, if you haven't seen this guy before, please sit back and relax. Grab the cat, give it a pat. And ladies and gentlemen, and all of those in between, let me introduce you to the big jolly white fella.
Should be able to get out? No, just a second. Do you live here?
Why?
It's about messages to Ari we got to go over, okay? You mind stepping out real quick?
What's that?
It's about messages to Ari, Andrew, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, we already have your license plate. I'm not trying to do this in front of okay? I'm just here to talk to you, all right? So do you mind stepping out?
I'm not here for anything.
This part is where you see this gold psychology. You see, because this giant white fella has gone over and he's talking into this pervert who's sitting there, that he's got a far now, he's got a good job, he's got all of these things, and that not only is it that this guy should talk to him, but he should talk to him because he owes him a favour. So that puts the double emphasis on this pervert's mind that, he should go talk to this big jolly white fella because maybe he could actually smooth this over and get away with it. So this big jolly white fella knows he's got to get that guy into his big jolly white fella car, and then he's going to be mic'd up and suited up, just ready for the taking. This is gold psychology.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you right now, okay? I just want to have a conversation with you.
Can you tell me who you are?
My name's Gordon, okay? I'm not going to argue with you about any of this, all right? I just want to have a conversation about it. I know you're not a bad person, all right? I know you got kids and a wife at home. I'm not trying to do it over in Fort Wayne, okay? I'm just down to talk to you right here, okay? We can have a conversation away from everybody else where nobody can overhear so they don't call anybody. I'm cool with that, all right? Because I know you're a hardworking dude, but let's have a conversation about this, okay?
But who are you with?
Who am I with?
Yeah.
Well, we're just a group called Kid Protectors USA, and, you know, I'm down to just keep it between us, okay? But like I said...
I believe you.
Huh?
How do I believe that?
What will give him the proof that he will have to believe that this guy is just going to keep this conversation between the two of them? Like, already, this big jelly white fella is going to, like, burst that bubble by now. This is gold psychology. This guy's a fucking genius with a G.
How do you believe that? Well, what choice do you have, man? You know, I could have just came to Fort Wayne. I didn't have to do it right here, right? I could have just done it in front of and your 2 kids. I could have done it in front of them.
Yeah, I don't want.
Okay. I'm just saying, that's not what the last thing I want to do is see families go to shit, okay? You know, I grew up with divorced parents too, okay? That's not something I like to see. Everybody has little hiccups, okay? And I'm not immune to that, okay? The roles could be reversed right now. You could be talking to me about anything I've done in my life too, okay? I'm just here to talk to you. I know you got a good job and everything. Again, I'm not trying to bring, I didn't do it at your job. I didn't do it at your office, okay? I did it here because I guess nobody knows who you are here, and I'm just down to talk to you, okay? Because look, this could have gone, I'm sure you know, I didn't have to come here talking to you about it. You understand that, right?
Yeah. Well, let's talk then.
All right. Let's go to.
Can you just get in my car?
Do you have any weapons in the car?
No, I don't.
Okay, I am down to get in your car. I have 2 people with me for safety. None of us are packing, but
It's fine.
okay.
You clearly know things about me. I'm not gonna do anything to you.
Okay, everything's
Plus,
recorded.
you're a big guy. So
Well, you are too.
no,
All right.
yeah,
Well.
just-
All right. I'm gonna have them come in. If I'm gonna come in, they're gonna come in, and they're all recording for safety reasons. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I gotta get a bigger people. And again, if anybody asks what's going on here, like if an apartment manager knocks on the door, we can always just go to the park and talk about it, okay? Because this ain't something that like, go ahead and take this off. This isn't something that I'm trying to bring to anybody. Like, I'm not trying to tell the apartment manager, like,
This guy, this jolly big white fella, is cold. Not only does he not get the perv to go in his car, but now he's allowed to sit in the perv's car. So now it's even better, because now if the police roll up, this guy's fucked because he's asked them into his car. This big fella is ingenious.
what's going on here or anything. I don't need that in your life or mine.
Okay, so what do we do?
Well, let's just kind of go over what happened, okay? Because what I'm trying to figure out is kind of why this happened, if it'll ever happen again, okay? It's easy to say, I mean, anybody approached about something is going to say it's not going to happen again, but let's actually get to the bottom of this, right? Let's.
Okay.
Third ruse. Now he's gonna let the perv think that he's there for like a therapy session. So now the big fella is gonna get this guy to spill all of the beans, open himself right up, peel those layers off that onion, and find that fucking thing underneath. Oh, and this pervert, all he has in his head is hope that this big fella isn't going to tell anyone and he'll get away with it. Subscribe to this dude's channel, man. He's gold.
We're throwing our work, right? You're throwing them over there, right? So, just curious. I don't need you to tell me the company you work for. I don't need you to say that on any type of recording or anything. But what do you do for work?
Insurance.
Okay. Well, thanks for, like, any type of insurance you do, or
I'm sorry?
like what kind of insurance do you specialize in?
I sell insurance.
Okay. Well, I hope you do that. Need like a fair rate and stuff like that. You don't like people over with that.
Right.
Good. I appreciate that. That's something near and dear to my heart because I'm originally from Houston, Texas, and my parents' house flooded a few years after I moved out during Hurricane Harvey. And I mean, if it wasn't for a good ass insurance agent, you know, you could live in some place like this. Not trying to shit on these people, but you know, I appreciate people like you. Do you know what I'm here to talk to you about?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into anything, how old is Ari?
I don't know exactly. I didn't really believe that she was real, to be honest.
All right, what's the age she told you?
I don't remember exactly.
Well, we're obviously sitting here having a conversation, so I mean, what age did she tell you she was?
She was a teenager. I don't know exactly.
Okay. So I do want to ask, you know, Andrew, how did this type of stuff like start for you, man? I'm not talking about Ari. I'm talking about kind of this stuff popping up on your friends list, this type of stuff, because you know, I'm not here to judge or anything. You know, I don't think you need any trouble for any of this. I think maybe some help if that's something you're willing to do. But I do want to know how this kind of stuff started, because it didn't start with you just showing up at this apartment. It didn't start with messaging Ari. It started with something. What do you think it was? Or what do you think it's been?
I don't know exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just curiosity more than anything.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
Right. And that's not the vibe I'm getting with you at all. If it was, I wouldn't be here talking to you, okay? When do you think this curiosity started?
When do you think this curiosity started, you perv? Like this big fella. Oh. When do you think this all started, perv?
I don't know, maybe like a year or two ago.
Year or two?
Sometime.
Okay. What was the outlet to explore that curiosity?
I'm sorry, what?
Like, what was the outlet where you explored that curiosity on?
Facebook, I guess.
Okay. Any other apps?
No.
No.
No, I don't have any other apps.
Okay. No, like WhatsApp or anything?
No. I had it and then I got rid of WhatsApp.
Okay. Just curious, why'd you get rid of WhatsApp?
Because I didn't want it anymore.
Okay. Or was it because of like the people on there, or was it just like, what was it?
Just didn't want it anymore, so I deleted it.
Okay, fair enough. What do you like to do in your free time? Just like any hobbies or anything?
Can we just? Who did you say you're with again?
It's called Kid Protectors USA. Yeah.
Okay. And why are you recording?
For everybody's safety. I mean, I'm literally in your car right now, and I'm like you said, I'm a big guy.
Yeah, I'm not a big guy, but what are you going to use the recording for?
And here we go.
Well, just for everybody's safety, because I want to end this recording where me and you are at a safe distance and we each depart in a safe way. That's what the recording's for. And if it's something that you want or whatever, I'm cool with that, you know.
I understand the situation. I just want to be able to know that I can trust you as well.
Right, because, you know, I look at every situation differently. Like, there are truly people who are out to hurt people, and you're not that guy. You're not that guy. I didn't think you were that guy for the first message all the way to now. I still don't think you were that guy, because if you were, I think what was said here would be a lot different than, you know what I'm trying to get at here. Like, it would be a lot different if you were actually out to hurt people. You know, a lot of this stuff, just looking through it, I mean, it seems like it was cordial conversation, so...
See, that's it, eh?
Yeah.
It's building trust through hope. That's how you get the
I don't
pervs.
know what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get them.
I can...
Come on, perv. Come
I can
on,
tell you
perv.
this.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell me everything.
So a few years ago, I had
Here
an
we go.
affair with a woman,
Sure.
and in dealing with that and the consequences of that, talking about it with the therapist
Yeah.
and my wife, I kind of came to the realization that sometimes in my life I haven't necessarily seen consequences sometimes.
Never grounded as
You're
a
a
kid or
fucking
anything.
perv.
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
There's
And
a bit of
so
a difference
that's
between
kind of the-
being a prick
the
and being a
underlying issue.
fucking perv. Hey,
This is
like,
a
what the
very
fuck?
scary consequence right now.
Sure.
And I'm very scared.
Good.
That is enough for me at this point to
Crying
never talk to anybody ever again.
Right. Well,
in this car
you
at
know,
this
any man
time.
with morals would be scared. Only a would be like, I don't care, you know. So I mean, the fact that you actually are showing emotion about this, that tells me that it's something that could be turned around, you know. And you know, if you just gave me the finger, said, "Oh, so what?" You know, I'd be like, "All right, well, yeah, so what's right?" And
See,
I'm
all
not
about
getting that
the
from you.
video.
I mean, you have kids who love
Can he be
you, and
trusted?
you have a wife who stuck by you. Same wife as a couple years ago, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't. Again, there's always going to be blips in everything, and you know, it's not about life. Life isn't about, you know, conquering life isn't about, oh, just avoiding obstacles and avoiding mistakes or avoiding speed bumps. You'd be you'd have to compare yourself to Jesus or God to think that you can just avoid that. But you know, it's about overcoming them, and that's where people can actually separate themselves from other people. Because I could go through here. I could probably go with messages
hook.
or, you know, papers to every single person in this apartment and say, hey, I have something from this or that, and they'll be like, well, you know, some of them would give me the finger, some of them would say, well, you know what, yeah, it's something that I learned from, it's something that, you know, hey, it just happened, I was honest about it, and you know, I was willing to conquer it without letting it overtake my life. And you know, who knows how you're going to take it, right? But I'm hoping and I think that you're smart enough and you're actually moral enough to go through this route of like, hey, you know what? Let's just be honest about it. Let's figure out why it happened, and let's bottle this up and make this the worst and best day of our lives, right? So
I create episodes on what it is that this perv is seeing from the big jolly white fella. That thing called empathy. The one thing that this can pervert, like all those can perverts, really wants us to have. The one thing that makes us our being. This is what this big jolly white fella is showing this perv. And it's gold. Because perv, that's the richest content in this universe for this perv right fucking now. That is the richest of things to have. Empathy. It's gold.
Yeah, I have a daughter. I don't want anything to happen to her.
mm-hmm.
I would never want anything bad to happen to her.
Right. So let's figure out. Let's put ourselves in her shoes. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of that father. And yeah, I'm not saying Ari's father, but yeah, the shoes of your daughter's father, which is you. And let's be honest about this, so it doesn't happen to your daughter, okay? Because if we can figure out this, you know, because there's going to be people that hit your daughter up eventually. There are, you know, it's unavoidable, and you know, they're going to be a lot more severe than anything you ever have said to anybody.
Yeah,
And it's coming. But I think from this, it can be a learning experience for you to even teach your daughter safety online too. You don't have to tell her that this happened. I'm not expecting that, but you know, you can know a lot of things with that, and she'll wonder, how do you know it, you know? So
yeah, exactly. There's a lot to teach her about being safe.
yeah.
Online. Exactly.
How old is your daughter?
11.
Okay, she's not too far off from that teenage stage where the messages are gonna be bombarding, you know.
Yeah.
So how much I'm going to ask again. Just be real, man. I don't think I should be even using these. If we're going to be real about it, let's just be real about it, okay? How old did Ari tell you she was?
I think she was 13.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty. That's it. That honesty right there is a sign to me that you're taking this seriously and that it's a step in the right direction. I really think that. Thank you.
This jolly big white fella makes most police and detective interviews, even at the homicide level. This guy makes most of them look like a fucking bunch of schoolgirls. This big jolly white fella from these photos online is fin G for G. You can trust me. Now, tell me more.
So I'm just curious, where did the name David come from? Sounds like some NFL receiver from like the 90s. Like, where'd that come from?
I don't know where.
No, like, role model named David or anything? No. Okay. You just thought of it randomly or something? Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Okay. Do you speak a little bit of Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay, is that because of the wife?
Yeah.
What's her country of origin? Just curious.
Mexico.
Nice. She from Mexico City or somewhere else? She's from Mexico City? Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, I actually have, my grandma's from Mexico City. You know, I didn't really get much of that, but, because the other three are all look like me, but my grandma's from Mexico City, so my mom's half.
We are so like each other. We could be friends. So tell us more.
You're just Hispanic, just your offer name. I speak a little Spanish, but I'm white, Mexican, and Asian. Okay. Half white and half white. Yeah, that's a dad joke there. What is it about Ari that was kind of sparked your curiosity?
Well, I mean, she's pretty.
Fair enough. Us men are pretty simple with that. I feel it.
She definitely looked older, I mean, to be honest.
That's fair. Okay.
So what do we do moving forward now?
Well, let's kind of go over what was said here. How did the conversation kind of go with Ari?
But I guess I don't understand why we need to go over that right now, because you clearly know.
I know some of it. I know generally what was talked about, but have I sat here and read all 50 pages of this? No, I haven't. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's something I could figure out myself, absolutely, but I'd rather figure this out with you because, you know, if we're not working on it together, that means we're not working on it together. So, like, you know, it is something that I'd rather just have the blanks filled in. I could put these away if we can just talk about it straight up, man to man. That's cool with me, man, because you're a father and, you know, the example to your kid should be problem solving, okay? Not relying on me to solve your problems, okay? Because I want you...
I know what I'm going to do to solve the problem.
Okay, delete Facebook?
Well, I am going to delete that, but not just then create another one.
Right.
I'm not going to do that anymore.
Okay.
And you're right, it is easy to say that. I'm not sure how I can really prove that to you right now. Mm-hmm. But...
See? The big jolly white fella has just made it so that seed he planted before now has the pervert asking the big jolly white fella what he should do to be able to show him that he's not a pervert anymore. The big jolly white fella is going to offer him a way to do that by giving him his number. And that would be the big hook, because that would mean that perv here would now have in his mind that they are going to separate and he probably won't see him again physically. So he'll just give him a call. So this is going to end well. This is a genius at work.
I would like to, if I can.
Yeah, I can give you my number when we're done here.
That would be great.
Sure. My name is Gordon, by the way. I'm sorry to meet you like this.
No, you're doing good. I still don't know what to make of all this, but I mean, if everything is exactly how it is, then I'm impressed with the work that you're doing and the way that you carry yourself.
Flattery? Well, flattery will get you everything, perv. How can this big jolly white fella keep a straight face? You see, it's all about the perv thinking empathy. If this big jolly white fella can see that he has empathy within him, then the big jolly white fella will think that he's a being too. So pervert here has to give up that trust so that he can know that the big jolly white fella can trust him. Oh, and then the onion get peeled some more.
Yeah.
It's admirable, actually.
Well, you know, because Andrew, the thing is that, you know, I'm not judgmental about pretty much it. If you somebody, yeah, you know, what am I going to do? Pretend that it's all fine and dandy? It's really not. The only thing that I'm judgmental about is like if people just kind of aren't honest about whatever happens, you know, because I employ people. I'm not on this, but just I employ people, and you know, I have a side business, and you know, I have this analogy where I had 2 people who, you know, I'm originally from Houston, so you know, I got some Mexicans that have worked for me before. 2 of them the toilet really badly at our place, and you know, it's like 2 days in a row, and you know, I had both of them. One of their names was Pablo, and the other one's name was Jesus. I had both of them, and I was like, "Hey, man, look, which one of you guys the toilet?" Pablo was honest about it, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, I had some Taco Bell. We have a lot of taco trucks by our house too." You know, Jesus was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "Dude, I saw you walk into the bathroom." So which one of them do you think I was like, "All right, that's fine. I mean, I'll clean it up. Just don't do it again," versus that I wanted to get rid of? I was with the honest one, right? So take that with this. I mean, if I had 2 people who were in the situation and one of them was just completely like, "Oh, you know, this is stupid," and the other one was like, "Hey, man, look, this happened. This is why it happened. You know, I'm willing to address this." Who do you think I would deal with in a better way, right? Like, who do you think I'd freaking say, "Hey, you know what? Let's turn this around," right? So that's why. So that's why I'm asking, like, what happened with some of these messages?
Yeah. What do you want to know exactly?
Kind of, what did she say to you? What did y'all say to her? And all that type of stuff.
She said she did school online, and I mean, do you just mean in general, or like?
Yeah, just if we can do start to finish without even these.
She said, yeah. So then I just talked to her a little bit. She said she just lived with her mom, without a dad, and she seemed older, kind of acted a little bit that way.
Sure.
Did a couple of video calls.
Okay.
Which, I mean, doesn't matter, but I'm wondering who that person was now, but it doesn't matter.
Well, if you're going to be honest with me, I'll be honest with you. That's a decoy. So that's, you know, obviously the pictures, like you said, are age regressed. So, but yeah, keep being honest with me.
Is it like AI generated or what?
No, in a way. So it can make me or you look like a kid, pretty much. Like, I'm not saying we made her look like a kid, but I mean, like, it can make me and you look like a 5-year-old. So, something like that. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of, just as basically small talk. I tried to kind of get to know her a little bit. I kind of had a hard time believing that she lived in this area. And
did she do anything to prove it?
I asked her to prove it, and I didn't really buy what she did. She did like where she took a picture of like where her phone was or something. But, I mean, honestly, the thought crossed my mind a million times that I thought maybe this person isn't real.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of came here to see if she was, and because I still didn't really believe it, and that's why I didn't even go into the apartment. I was thinking, what am I gonna do if she is real? Because I don't really think she is. And that's why I didn't really plan on doing anything. I was just gonna kind of look and then drive off, and you know, and then just, I don't know what, I didn't have a plan then at that point, but I didn't.
Right, that's the end of part one. And I know you'll be thinking, oh, what, part one? But remember, with me, there's usually a part two looming somewhere. So I've put a link in the description so you can go and watch the part two of this thing. I might even break it into 3 sections because it's long, but it's gold. Anyway, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next episode.